if you saw some of the earlier streams, you know that I was working in a program called Ableton. Ableton is one of the biggest music making programs out there. Essentially, it's more for like electronic music, but it's pretty popular, right? The reason I was using Ableton is because I would like to one day actually be like officially making music and stuff, like under like my real name, trying to release some successful music, but it's a long journey to improve and get better, and I really suck, and that's why you saw me using Ableton on stream, because I need direct feedback from like people who are actually listening to say, hey, this sounds like bad. This all started literally back in middle school. I was moving schools in middle school, and for the first time, I really was going to like a public school. When you get there, they give you this sheet, and it's like 3 things you can choose to sign up for. You can choose to sign up for band, you can choose to sign up for choir, or you can choose to sign up for orchestra. That's your few options. I was like, I don't know which one of these I want, but like orchestra sounds lame and singing is for girls. So I'm going to choose band. And then I chose band. When you go back the next day, they put you in the class that you signed up for. So I go and they say, all right, well, you got to go to this room the next day. I walk in and there's a bunch of seats, but there's no instruments, which is like, that's weird. It's like your band, there's supposed to be instruments, because it wasn't band, it was choir. And I said, wait, I didn't sign up for choir. I signed up for band. And they're like, no, you actually signed up for choir. And I was like, no, I'm pretty sure I signed up for band. They're like, well, we can fix it, but you can only do like a week later from now. We have to fix it. So you just have to go to your class for the next week, right? So for the next week, I went to choir class. That is what I did. I just went to choir class, and I was like, in a week, I won't have to do this, but whatever it was. Well, it turns out within that week, I found out that singing is actually really awesome, and it's a great thing and like a great skill to develop. So I changed my mind. I actually said I did want to do choir. And when I was in there, I made friends with a kid. To protect the innocent, I'm gonna name him Dean. Me and Dean actually became pretty close friends because we just hang out the most. We both played video games, whatever, you know. We're both in choir, and I think he was a bass. I think he had a lower voice, so he was bass, I was alto, but we became pretty good friends. And as we were hanging out more, we realized, hey, we actually both like singing. We had an idea to make a band together. We were genuinely in the process of starting to write songs. We were in the process of actually like deciding like, hey, we haven't had a name for a band yet. And here's what happened. Just as we were about to start taking it seriously and say, hey, this summer's coming up. Over the summer, we're going to write tons of music. We're going to try to make like the best stuff we can. We're just going to be awesome, right? That summer, I went to a boarding school. After I went to the boarding school and came back, I went to a different school after I came back from the boarding school. And that's kind of where our friendship kind of just started like dwindling out, just because we weren't going to the same school and we're kind of just going different ways in life and, you know, whatever it was. So I went to a boarding school, all right? And I still wanted to do music and I still wanted to sing. So I had to literally sneak in when I could practice my voice. And I would literally, if you ever met some of the kids there who were there when I was there, you literally could see that, like, you could ask them and they would say, yeah, I remember that kid, Daniel, would like sing while everyone was like in bed. Like he'd silently sing to himself, and like people noticed it because I just wanted to sing and I couldn't really, you know. Why did I go? Because I got bad grades in school. I did fine on my tests. Like my test scores were fine, but my grades were all horrible because I never did homework. So I'm pretty sure I had ADHD, and I was very, very depressed. It was just a bad year of like me not doing homework, just playing video games, staying up way too late, waking up, never having homework done. I'd walk into class and I wouldn't have the homework done. So while the teacher was walking around correcting homework, I was trying to get it done slightly. Or I'd make scribbles to make it look like I did it, and then he'd check the homework and be like, yep, he did it. That's why I went to that boarding school. But there were also moments when we had free time at the boarding school. I'd go to the gym and go to like a corner where no one would go so I could practice singing and trying to write down lyrics and stuff. But I tried my best, but you know, it was a weird time. A few months later, I'm out of the boarding school and I'm going to a new school. The school is actually really close to where I'm moving. I went to a new school that I didn't go to before. So I never talked to Dean really, and we obviously never made that band. But I was still really into making music. The idea of making music and being an artist still was very interesting to me. I went to a new school and there was another kid there I met. And I still regularly talk with him. He is very good at making music. Like, I mean, he knows how to use plugins and programs. And then I will have an idea and I'll be like, hey, I want to bounce this music idea off you. And then I show it to him. He's like, oh, that's kind of cool. hey, Dion, I have a song I want to bounce off you as well. And then it's like one of the best songs I've ever heard. You might know my outro song. This artwork right here, he made. I made the song completely by myself, except for there's a synth line here. There's a synth line. I think it might be the synth. He made this synth. His name's Jared, all right? Correct the innocent. Name's Jared. I started working after that. In the homeless video, I talked about how I worked at UPS. The next job I worked at was UPS, the UPS point in Minneapolis. And to get the best pay, I had to work the shift no one wanted to work, which was, if you don't know, in most jobs, is the graveyard shift. While I was at that UPS job, I tried joining a band. I went on a band finder. I met the guys. We met up. We talked about joining a band or making a band. We all showed off songs. I was going to be the drummer. You guys might know that I have a drum set back there. I had it so I could get good at drumming because I wanted to be the drummer for the band. We already had our vocalist. We had our rhythm guitarist, who was also going to be a vocalist. And then also we had our bass. That was it. And then I was the drummer. Unfortunately, COVID was kind of happening. And then people were like, they were in college and stuff. And they said, hey, we actually can't do so. Now we're going to wait a few months. And I think they eventually found someone else to make a band off of. So it's completely fine. Like, it was cool. I was like, yeah, that's completely fair. We're all kind of doing our own thing. And those guys were in college and focusing on that. So that's completely fair. But all that to say is that I still want to make music. And I've been making music in Ableton for the last few years. The problem is that I really suck at making music. Like, I really suck. You might have seen on stream, I was making those songs in Ableton, and they're like, there's decent parts to it, but it's clearly not like gonna be a serious song anytime soon. So that's why I want to stream it. I want to stream working on songs in Ableton on my stream so that people can like criticize it, so people can roast it. And I want to get better. So I figured I just got to put my heart on my sleeve and just stream the process. Even though I suck at it, it's gonna be painful because I know I'm not making anything like really like good, but I have to do it because that's the only way to improve, is to go through the pain of being bad at something and taking criticism and realizing that's the only way to truly get good at that. So all I have to work on so far for this song is literally the demo beat idea I have. I called it My House. All I have right now is this area. I was hoping it was going to sound like a DS, like the Nintendo DS, like, you know, the flip notes, the audio quality from that. I was hoping it was going to sound like that, but it's not quite. This would obviously be the intro, like, verse before the chorus. I'd have 2 lines here. I kind of had some vocal idea of, like, what I wanted to go with for the verse, but I kind of hadn't finished it yet. But here's the chorus. And then so it actually gets, like, the actual song. So, obviously, this is the beat I had. Look at this. I had a reverb. Without reverb, it just sounds like this. My entire demo was literally just these two. Just this. Was this. Just a kick, a hi-hat, and then a cowbell and a snare. That's it. Just 4 things. What I always do is I have a grand piano track, and this is just my vocal notes. So this is like what I would be singing, right? Like the melody. Obviously, it doesn't sound great when it's just a piano. And it's not meant to sound great. It's not meant to sound good because this is just what my vocals would be, which obviously would flow a lot better. I gotta actually record the vocals, which I need my microphone for this. I just don't even know what I do. I know I found it. It was not in my belly fat. I have both mics off, so I should only be talking to this one. Am I coming through this microphone only? When recording audio, you want to make sure your room is actually fairly soundproofed, which mine is not. So you're going to hear reverb. You're going to hear a lot of echoing through this mic. But do I really care? Kinda. Just hear the capture. Let's hear how good it is. I don't got no money. I don't need nobody. Now we go over to our plugins, and we're gonna go to auto key. I think I have EFX, right? If I'm right, I own this one. All we know is that there's this little dial right here called retune speed, and all we're gonna do is turn that to 0. And then if we turn it to 0, you will notice that it sounds. I don't got no money. It sounds way too perfect, which is, we're not trying to use the auto tune to like actually make the vocals sound good. We're doing it so that we know what the notes are gonna be whenever we do an actual take. This, like I said, this is just a demo project. We're just making the demo project. It is not supposed to sound good right now. It's not supposed to sound good at all. It's a song I'm working on. Obviously, I had more to it, but now there's more to it. And obviously, here's the thing. It's like, obviously, it's gonna kind of suck right? Because I'm not the best at it, but that's fine. Like you need to, like, it's better that you finish your projects instead of trying to make it sound the best it can when you're starting out, obviously. You shouldn't rush projects as well, but you should finish them. You shouldn't let them drag on for too long because you're not going to get better. It's going to be stuck and you're going to slowly improve and you're not really going to ever get to a point where you're making something that's just genuinely good without trying. The only idea is that I wanted to work on this song idea because I thought it'd be really cool. I don't even know where I'm going with it. I have no like lyrics. I just have like the instrumental. It doesn't sound like much right now, but trust me, I'm singing. Oh, that's loud. Oh, on my ears, that's actually really loud. It kind of sounds like there's gonna be this consistent, like commanding beat, I'd call it. But then I had like the chorus. Everything's okay. I just don't know. I thought it was really cool. Everything was perfect. I don't know. That was my idea. I'm still working on this, but I thought this would be cool. And I had this idea for like these strings that would show up, but I don't know how to make that sound. But it would be so cool. Like, I mean, man, it would be so cool. And then it would do a beat change, which I haven't written that well, but it sound kind of cool. I'm still working on it. All right, we're not working on it today. That was just one I was working on earlier.
Can you do a cover of King Kunta by Kendrick Lamar Duckworth?
I cannot. I don't think I can. Plus, it's already been done, bro. It's already been done.
Is it wickedness? Is it weakness? You decide.
I can't make anything better than this. So one day I'll actually get good at producing, but I don't know what is limiting and holding me back. But if I can figure that out, I'm sure I'd get a lot better. That's it. That's it for my song making. I really want to take music seriously and improve and get to the point that if I ever really was doing streaming, I want to be able to say that like I'm a streamer who puts out music as well. And I think I can get somewhere. It just is going to take a lot of practice, a lot of time, and a lot of patience from my viewers because, man, they're going to have to listen to some bad music. And I think one day you might see a #1 chart-topping single from dionhyper called Modern Warfare 3 Mastery Camo. Who knows? Who knows? The future is a mystery.